I feel strong inside. I feel awake and alive. Blessed and alive. I got love. I feel good and kind. I feel my heart open wide. Spirit guide my heart to love. Open your heart. Hold out your hand. Open up to have love, love, love. Open your heart. Hold out your hand. Open up to have love, love, love. Open your heart. Hold out your hand. Open up to have love, love, love. Open your heart. Hold out your hand. Open up to have love, love,
Good morning, CSL Dallas. And good morning, music team. It's great to have everybody here in the sanctuary. We feel you online, and all of you online, we hope you feel us in the sanctuary. Let's welcome each other again. Good morning, everybody. Wherever you've been, whatever you've done in the past, the path that brought you here, whatever your background, you are welcome, and we are glad to be in community with you this morning, here on campus and online. Stay connected with us at CSL Dallas. Follow us on social media. Tell people about us on your social media. Let's get hooked up in the socials, and that way your friends and family will all see what you're doing on Sunday mornings when you attend CSL Dallas and when you log in and check in on your social media. Help somebody spread the light. Help somebody pick up on this great vibe. You can do that by visiting your social media. Are you new to CSL Dallas? Maybe you're visiting us for the first time or have just begun to take a dip into the pool of CSL Dallas. Well, you can sign up for inspirational words of information. You can get text messages, email messages telling you about upcoming events. You can do all of that by filling out a welcome card today. You can do that in the welcome table across the breezeway. Also, those of you online, those cards are available in the chat box today. So fill that out. That link will get you hooked up here at CSL Dallas. Now, let's read our purpose statement together, our reason for being. We are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, transforming lives. And so it is. All right, we've got some stuff coming up. There's 3 things I want to tell you about. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Next Sunday, Reimagine Prosperity Workshop. This is with Reverend Karen next Sunday. Prosperity is not a thing that you own. It's a way of being, a way of living. Nobody knows this better than Reverend Karen. She's inviting you to this immersive workshop. Come get into it. Together we will explore ideas and beliefs surrounding prosperity. We'll have a chance to really examine what might be holding us back from living our best life. We'll also receive some tools to help get us back on track. The workshop is Sunday, September 25th. It's going to be here in person or online. So join us by going to csldallas.org, and you are going to check out the link on the events page. And if you're online, you can see that link in the comments right now. Number 2, we have a course coming up, Financial Freedom. This is a new and aligned way of thinking about money. This incredible course is being led by Carol Merlo. She'll be exploring keys to prosperity, how to find deeper meaning around your thoughts on finances, also some tools to release self-defeating patterns. So be brave, sign up and come check this out. You'll learn about spiritual principles from budgeting on purpose to embracing the nature of reality, examining our net worth. Sounds scary. Come and do it, though. It will open your eyes and it will open your doors to prosperity. Okay, so sign up, be brave, get online today. There's a lot of hands-on experience that you can learn to manage your money in a whole new way. This starts on Thursday, October 6th, so it's coming up. And you can learn more again by visiting the website and checking out the link in the comments again, y'all, online. And third, the power of your word. Here's another amazing course. It's starting next month. It focuses on the practice of speaking your word and intentional manifestation. You dive into the good that's always available as you deepen your practice and strengthen your foundation and align your word. Christine Volkmer and Sherry Wood are leading the class, so it's going to be awesome. And you want to take care of this powerful opportunity to align your speech. It starts on Thursday, October 13th. And again, you can see more information on our website. So that was it. Reimagining Prosperity with Reverend Karen, Financial Freedom coming up with Carol Merlo, and The Power of Your Word with Christine and Sherry. You cannot beat this lineup at CSL Dallas. Hang on, I'm getting chatter from the back here. Hold on a second.
It's really Christine that's teaching the class.
Christine is teaching the class. Stand up and take a bow, Christine. Okay? All right. That's powerful. Oh, there we go. All right. So, how to speak your word by yourself sometimes without the other person. All right. All right, now, let's jump back into our music program with this fabulous music team. They're going to take us deep with some meditative music.
So I invite you to join me by going within, breathing into this now moment, bringing your awareness fully present, feeling the presence of the divine flowing through each and every one of us, uniquely, preciously, lovingly, without fail. It is the very heartbeat, it is the very breath of life itself, manifesting as each one. And so this morning, the invitation is to allow, to open, to surrender, to be, not only in the flow, but to be the flow, allowing all that joy, all that peace, all that love, all that good to flow from the inner to the outer, through every smile, through every hug, through every recognition of the God within, seeing the God within. So I simply stand in this place of surrender, allowing the flow to move, to grow from the trickle of the raindrop into the stream that runs into the river, that runs into the ocean, that is truly inexhaustible. So I know that our time together this morning is blessed, that the flow of life is present, and we simply allow it to be. So I invite you to join with me in affirming it by saying Ashe, Aho, Amin, Amen, and so it is.
if you got legs. Make 'em work. Come on, come on, come on. It's all right. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. 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 I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the
Good morning. I am Cleo, for those of you who don't know me, and I will be singing I Am Light. Hope you enjoy.
1, 2, 3,
I am light, I am light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light.
so proud of you. So proud of you. Woo, Cleo! She's like, Oprah, Cleo! First name only. Good morning. Come on, stand up there and stand up if you're willing and able and say, I am light. I am light. Let me hear you again. Let me feel it inside your body. I am light. One more time and online, let's hear you. I am light. Yes. Yes. And I am not the voice inside my head. Yes. Are you? Okay, so I think I'm going to see something that isn't the way it's in which it's supposed to be, so I'm just going to laugh when I see it, okay? Okay, the emojis are not the way they're supposed to be, so can we just laugh at these emojis? Yeah. Okay, there we go. And I want you to think for a minute about someone in your life that's your biggest problem, like your thorn in your side that, you know, perhaps, and I don't want you to say it out loud. Let me just be clear, okay? But I want you to think about that someone that's a thorn in your side and sometimes really frustrates you and is hard to deal with. Now, if you got someone like that, will you raise your hand online and in the campus here? Okay, well, some of y'all aren't raising, so that's good. All right, I'll come back to that in a minute, now that you got your answer. So, oh, goodness, I'm just going to laugh. The slides are really wrong. We had some technical difficulties, so I'm just going to laugh all the way through this, because I don't know what else to do about it, as I see what that next slide is. So maybe some slides are missing. I don't know, but all the slides were uploaded. They weren't there. We tried it again this morning. They still weren't there. We tried it again, and our beloved Ryan went to piece this together. Now there's in 2 PowerPoints and all that, and so I don't know what to expect. And is that life or what? I mean, does stuff on the outside of us actually happen that we don't expect? Is there a day that goes by where just a little granular thing like that doesn't happen? I mean, it happens all the time. And I expected those slides to be in the right place. That's okay. So so I don't know to click or not, and it's just, we're going to look at emojis for a while. So many of you know, and I cannot thank this community enough, I got to go on my first sabbatical after 8 years for 2 months. And the first thing and my first intention was to slow down. Whew, I haven't felt like I'd done that in 8 years, because that was my intention going into ministerial school in 2010, was to learn how to be, because I was really good at knowing how to do. And so for 3.5 years, I focused on learning how to be. And so it was this memory inside of me come the 1st of June, and I went, there it is. I'm going to slow down and just be. And, yeah, let me just look ahead here. I have no idea. I think there's some slides missing, so now I know. Okay. And I listen to Oprah's Super Soul Sunday when I'm driving around. When I'm driving around, I like to really bring positive things into my life. And I'd heard Oprah do a podcast on the Untethered Soul. And I had read this book by Michael Singer, The Untethered Soul, many, many years ago. To become a licensed spiritual coach several years ago. That was part of the curriculum, was to read this. A few years ago in this community, we had this as a book of the month, and I read it again. And I heard him on this podcast, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then right before I left for sabbatical, Oprah had Michael Singer back to talk about his latest book called Living the Untethered Soul. And I heard that conversation. And when I heard that conversation, and I didn't know he had another book, I said, I know the 2 books I'm taking with me on sabbatical to do my spiritual practice with. I set the intention, I put them in my suitcase, and off I went. And so I started with the Untethered Soul, and I read a chapter a day in the morning. I journaled, and then whatever I read, however many pages in that chapter, I would practice what I had read and had started to take in from him. And so I was practicing that, and I might practice that for 2 to 3 days. I just sort of went with it the way it felt, the pace that I needed to be with it. And then when I felt like, okay, I think I'm ready for another chapter, I did another chapter. And it became clear to me after a couple of chapters and a few days with myself, by myself, that I don't know what your answer was to my question that I had a little bit ago, but the biggest someone and the problem in my life is me. That's the biggest problem I have, is me. Look at the emojis. And imagine the slide is a person is standing in front of themselves. Doesn't matter. But, you know, it's like, So in the Untethered Soul, what he says is, in case you haven't noticed, you have a mental dialogue going on inside your head that never stops. You ever notice that? Mm-hmm. And what Michael Singer calls this is your inner roommate. You got an inner roommate, and it just is living with you all the time, and it never stops. And both myself and Petra have talked about this inner roommate in the past. In fact, one of the largest views of a talk on our YouTube channel, CSL Dallas YouTube channel, is The Voice Inside My Head. It's a really good talk. And so all these years on this planet, my roommate has not left me yet. Has yours? So it's not about attempting to get rid of my roommate and evict them. It's about, how do I live with my roommate? How do I be with my roommate? Okay. So in chapter 2, what Michael Singer says is, and it's called Your Inner Roommate, he says your inner growth is completely dependent upon the realization that the only way to find peace and contentment is to stop thinking about yourself. Isn't that interesting? You're ready to grow when you finally realize that the I, who is always talking inside, will never be content. It always has a problem with something. Just see if this sounds familiar, right? And he says the bottom line is, you'll never be free of problems until you are free from the part within that has so many problems. And so when a problem is disturbing you, don't ask, what should I do about it? Rather ask, what part of me is being disturbed by this? Okay, that's a powerful question. What part of me is being disturbed by this, whatever's going on, right? And so if you want to achieve peace in face of your problems, he says you must understand why you perceive a particular situation as a problem. If you're feeling jealousy, instead of trying to see how you can protect yourself, just ask, what part of me is jealous? That will cause you to look inside. Once you clearly see the disturbed part, so First thing is, what part of me is disturbed? Then the next thing is, who is it that sees this? So this part of me sees that I'm disturbed. Who is it that sees that? Stay with me. Who notices this inner disturbance? So the very fact that you can see the disturbance means that you are not it. And so the process of this very thing that he's talking about is the subject-object relationship. There's the subject, there's an object, and there's a relationship between the two. And you've probably heard that it's called the witness, right? The witness. The act of maintaining objective awareness of the inner problem is always better than losing yourself in the outer situation that's going on. I don't know about you, but I do find myself losing myself in that problem and in that situation outside of me that is going on. And the interesting thing is the universe brought a situation this morning right here called technology that was happening outside of me, and no slides and all of that, and I got to practice it right before I got to tell you. Funny how that happens, right?
Thank God.
Thank God. Okay, so since you don't have slides to look at, I'm going to continue. To attain true inner freedom, you must be able to objectively watch your problem instead of being lost in them. That's what he's saying. Just step back, be the witness, take an objective stance to the subject that's going on called problem, right? And everyone knows that you can't deal well with the situation if you're getting anxious, scared, or angry about it. How do you do when you get really angry right in the moment about something that's happening and you're way off center? How's that work out for you? Not too great. And probably not for the situation, the problem, or the person in front of you if there is one, right? So, when you get clear enough, he says, you will realize that the real problem is that there is something inside of you that can have a problem with almost anything. Almost anything. And so the first step is to deal with the part of you inside. And this involves a change from outer solution consciousness to inner solution consciousness. Okay, so many of us deal in outer solution consciousness, and we want to begin to move to inner solution consciousness. And you can break the habit of thinking that a solution to your problem is to rearrange the outside. Problem: it's really hot today in Texas. How am I really going to do? Am I going to do well about trying to rearrange the weather? Not too great, right? So there really is a way to let go of the part of you that sees everything as a problem. And there's a part of your being that can detach yourself from your own melodrama that's going on. There is a part of you, inside of you, that can watch yourself be jealous or be angry or be anxious or be worried, to be happy, to be joyful. Notice it's not just, quote, what we would deem negative emotions, right? And you don't have to think about it, and you don't have to analyze it. So the first step is start by watching. Just like, you know how it is when we watch TV or watch a movie? We're watching it. You know, it's not us. We're observing it. But what happens is, what he's saying and inviting us to begin to start to practice is, have you ever noticed when you watch a really good movie that you get fully engrossed in it? You have no idea what else is going on. Have you ever had a partner that goes, hello, hello, and you're so lost in the movie? That tends to be what happens with us on the outside stuff. But we could be the witness, the observer, watching us watch the movie. And to be aware that you're aware of the roommate. Okay, that's the first step, to be aware and to witness. The second step, he says, which could be very interesting, and I invite you to do this. After you start practicing the first step, the second step is this roommate that lives inside of you, this voice inside your head that really has a problem with just about everything, personify this roommate externally. Come on, roommate, how you doing? I see you, right? It has a body of its own. Yeah, you're dressed pretty nice today. Well, you're a little sloppy over here, but, personify. Start to personify. And as this person that's outside of you now is walking around, don't attempt to make it stop talking. Just let it go. Talk, 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 talk. Oh, the weather's so hot. Oh, my God, it's another day. This is like the 4th month in a row, whatever it's going to say, right? And just give it a body and make it a person outside of you, and they go with you everywhere. Just, there it is. That person's just walking around with you. And so as I started to practice this on my sabbatical, wow, I did this, and I knew I was in trouble. I wanted freedom for my roommate, big time. I really got clear on it's time for me to free myself from myself. And I've said this phrase in many situations in my life, and especially when I hit a new decade, and I say, wherever I go, there I am. Man, I could end a relationship because the problem's with that person for sure. And then I get in another relationship, and wherever I go, there I am. Showing up the same way. But the good news is, and when I am starting to practice this, I figured out that my will is stronger than the habit of listening to that voice. And so is yours. Because there's nothing that you can't do. Your will is supreme over all of this. I think that's why the phrase in the sacred text called the Bible says, "Thy will be done." I think we have a tendency to think it's, "Thy will, whatever in the sky and in the heavens, be done." No, "Thy will be done on the inside of me as it is on the outside of me." Or flip it around into a power statement. "Thy will be done on the outside of me as it is on the inside of me." And the one thing I have control over and have my will over is on the inside of me. Y'all got this? You don't have to have it yet. You just have to have the concept. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thy will be done on the outside of me as it is on the in. Because what do we know and what do we teach? So within, so without. We got it backwards for how long? And he's brilliant in this, right? Now, I want to prove to you that you can do this. You ready? I want you to think marshmallow right now. Marshmallow. Think marshmallow. Again, marshmallow. You can even say it out loud if it helps. I want you to do it 5 times. Marshmallow, 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 marshmallow. You willed that marshmallow. I didn't. I had nothing to do with it, nor did anybody else around you. Look how easy that was. Right there. marshmallow, 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 marshmallow. On the inside, it's good old fluffy stuff. There's your will right there. So if you're like me, as it is right now, your life may not be your own. It probably belongs to the inner roommate that's with us all the daggum time. Ugh. Could you at least straighten yourself up over there? Michael Singer calls this a psyche, right? And this is your life. And I don't care what's happened before this moment, you get to reclaim it. Take your life back now. Become free, what he calls living untethered. So, after reading and practicing the Untethered Soul, I noticed that I was more peaceful and calm and comfortable on the inside of Karen. I was like, wow, I actually really am enjoying hanging out with her. And I'm an extrovert, and I spent 2 months by myself. And by the end of those 2 months, I enjoyed it so much, I wasn't just like, come on, Petra, I miss you, come up here, come on, I was so, that only took, at that time, 56 years. I've had a birthday since then, right? And it's like, wow. So I moved into this book, Living Untethered, right? Now, it's very similar in the information and the practices of the Untethered Soul. It's just presented in a very different way. So you get to choose, because it is your life. You can take control of it, whether you start with the Untethered Soul or you just go right here. I found that very helpful to start with there. But this one's in itty-bitty bites of chapters, and really, I call it a little bit more simplified language, and because I grounded in that, man, did I. I'm rereading this now. So, you could start with this one if you want to. And what he's showing us, as many, many master teachers have, many different books have, is that the entire spiritual journey back to the seat of the self, and that's the big S, self. I didn't say the other word, I said big S. Self is not about finding yourself, it's about realizing you are the self, right? And again, a lot of us over our life attempt to find people, places, and things in the outside world that will unfold in a way that makes us more comfortable inside. And we've got it backwards. And so instead of trying to use the outside to fix the inside, it's much better to find out why it's not nice and peaceful and comfortable on the inside of us. Now, I'm just going to give a true confession. I've talked to a lot of people in our community and across our colleagues and people like that I know. I talked to a dear friend and colleague, Dr. Kathy Hearn, who was our organization, our international organization, spiritual leader. And I called her up and I said, I need to have a little spiritual coaching session because something on the outside of me, actually it was someone on the outside of me, was just eating me alive on the inside. And so I needed help. And when we were done, I said, yeah, it's not, most of the time it's not comfortable inside of me. It's just not a pleasant environment. And she said, Karen, I don't think there's anyone that would ever believe when they see you and how you walk in the world that that's true about you. I want you to know that that has been true about me until this sabbatical. So if I can do it, y'all can do it. And so he talks about, in chapter 4, he calls it the Three-Ring Circus. He says on chapter 4, He says, I'm in here, I'm conscious of what I'm conscious of it. Wait, I'm in here, I'm conscious, and what I'm conscious of is that it's not always so nice in here, and that's what I became conscious of. And so this book is an exploration of the self and the power of acceptance. Not necessarily an acceptance of ourself, but the acceptance of what's going on outside of us at every single moment of our life. And he says that there's only three things that we experience. He says we experience the outside world coming through our senses. Right now you're experiencing me and all this stuff around me, and it's coming through your senses, right? Your sight, your hearing right now. If you pay attention to your saliva glands, now you're experiencing that, your taste, things like that. So we're experiencing things, they're coming through our senses. That's number one. Number two, we also have thoughts in there, right? Good old roommate, we have some thoughts, and we experience our feelings and emotions. Those are the three things that are happening. So as we notice our surroundings coming in through our senses from the outside, we're also having thoughts passing through our mind on the inside, and then because these things are happening, doesn't emotion start to arise in our heart space, our heart chakra, and that creates feelings of discomfort or comfort. True? Yeah, this is sort of how we're made up here. And so all of these things can happen simultaneously at the same time, and these three inner experiences are the arena in which your consciousness plays the game of life here on planet Earth. Isn't it fun? So what we're wanting to do now, and what I'm inviting you to do, is to begin to consciously, not unconsciously, but consciously begin to experience these three objects. And consciousness is a profound miracle. Consciousness knows that it knows. That's consciousness. It knows that it knows. And when consciousness is simply experiencing reality, as the image in the mind, it equals being in the present moment. Just be here now, right? Be here now. That's why wildlife photography has become my great spiritual practice, because it invites me to be here now and take in the senses, observe the thoughts that are running through me, and the feelings and emotions in the moment, and consciously do that. Be here now. So I bet you have an example, taking in a sunset, seeing something beautiful, whatever, those moments where it's like, oh my gosh, all of life just expands and opens up, and there's nothing else going on but said sunset, right? And like tears might come in awe of the beauty of the sunset. That's consciously experiencing those three things. So, we're moving towards having one pointed consciousness to experience that sunset, nothing else. Experience this conversation that you're having with someone right now. Experience the meal that you're taking in. How many times, I don't know about you, but I rush through a meal sometimes. I don't even experience it. And while I'm eating, I'm thinking about the 4 things I got to do when I stop eating. And then the roommate gets busy and thinks about and talks about, well, you're not going to be able to get to that today, and you didn't really cook this meal well, and, you know, see what happens? And then I'm not even enjoying the meal. And if there's someone in front of me, like Petra, and she's wanting my full attention, I'm not even in the arena. And she notices that, and that doesn't go well. So I'm learning how to breathe. I'm noticing how to be the witness, to back up and go, oh, look, you're not even tasting the meal. You're not even here with your beloved. You're on the 5 things that you need to do when this is done, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So he has a lot of techniques in this book. I'm only going to quickly touch on 3 of them. But I want you to know what the 3 are because I really want you to dive into these 2 books. And by the way, there's a way in which you can use our affiliate link for CSL Dallas and purchase these books, and CSL Dallas will get something, which is really good. So I'm going to read from Techniques for Freeing Yourself. Once your intent is to use every moment of your life to free yourself, the question becomes how to do that. Believe it or not, your sincere intent to be free is more important than any technique you could use. So make the intention that you're going to free yourself from yourself. That's a powerful intention. The first technique, you might have heard about it before. It's called positive thinking. Have you heard about that? Only one person? Yeah. I know, you've heard of it. Yogananda, who Ernest Holmes deeply studied, would say this all the time. He said he used to teach that every time you have a negative thought, replace it with a positive one. And yet I look at my life and I go, how often do I really do that? Just yesterday, I said something, and my beloved replaced what I said with a positive thought. I was so happy. I said, I needed that. You know, I'm talking about this tomorrow. You just did it for me. But I look at my life, how many times do I do that? Well, I want it to be more and more and more and more and more. So there are 2 types of thoughts we have. There's the thoughts we create willfully. Ready? Marshmallow. Very good. And so we're purposefully creating marshmallows, positive thoughts about the situation. Now we have automatic thoughts. And so we want to start noticing those automatic thoughts from that psyche that really is not us anyway. It's that wonderful roommate that we live with. You're starting to get this. It's all coming together, right? And we don't want to fight the thoughts. We don't want to try to make the thoughts disappear. We want to what? We want to replace the thought with a positive thought. Over and over and over again. And over time, that habit will be now the new one. Replace the negative thought with the positive thought. Ready? 5 times. Marshmallow, 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 marshmallow. Come on, y'all. Marshmallow. Catch up with me. Here we go. Number 2. I think you've heard of this before. It's called a mantra. Train your mind to repeat a simple word or phrase over and over and over again until it gets stuck in your head. So that when not to get rid of them, but when the habitual thought comes up, you grab a mantra. Boom, right there. Train your mind to repeat that simple word or thought over and over again until it sticks, right? I use this all the time. Oh my gosh, when I'm triggered and I close down and I want to fight or flight and I can feel it, and that's the first thing I start noticing on the inside of my body, and I go, where's my mantra? I'm one with God, I'm totally healthy. I get triggered about everybody else being unhealthy since I was diagnosed with cancer 8 years ago. When that word comes up, I can feel it and I go, I'm one with God, I'm totally healthy. I'm one with God, I'm totally healthy. I'm one with God, I'm totally healthy. Here's another one. Everybody, many people in this community knows this. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. I use that when we go hiking or someone outside of me is irritating me and I have walked away and closed down. I go, there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Because that inner roommate's about to get really messy and loud. I started this on a hike that we took. It was a 7-hour hike in New Hampshire. Monadnock Mountain. We thought it was a 3. It was 7. And I needed that so badly. And I needed another one that I picked up on that hike. And it was, I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm alive. I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm alive. I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm alive. Okay? So, and my favorite one, you want to shift a situation, a circumstance, grab an idea, whatever, out of nowhere? I am consciousness. Woo, that's my favorite, thanks to Ernest Holmes. I am consciousness. And he says to do this every day, pick a mantra for 15 minutes. It's powerful. Okay, the third one is the witness consciousness. And it's deeper than the others, he says, and it doesn't require working with the mind. It's just noticing that you are noticing what the mind is doing, and have that witness consciousness and be truly aware of what's in front of you right now. Sunset, delicious meal, conversation, Karen's talking. Is anybody thinking she's talking too long? Be here now, right? It's like, just be here now. So our whole theme this month is about reimagining self-expression and learning and growing. And I'm so grateful that I had 2 months to expand and learn and grow myself on the inside of me. Because life is never intended to stay in one place. Nature doesn't let us stay in one place too long, right? We are meant to expand and grow and to know that I am consciousness, that you are absolutely consciousness expressed, and that you do not have to live with your roommate the way you currently are. I'm not saying you can evict that roommate, but you don't have to live with the roommate as you currently are or have been. Just like moving the interior furniture in your home, like you could go home today and move all your furniture and everything would be different in the same home, wouldn't it? That's what we want to do. We can adjust and move what you're experiencing on the interior of you. And I want to tell you, and I don't get a penny for saying it, Michael Singer's not my uncle. Get these books. Get one of them. Use them along with our spiritual teachings and principles of the science and mind. And I know you too are going to live untethered and be free. And so it is.
Y'all like that, didn't you? Thank you, Reverend Karen. And everybody, what great tools that we have, we learn about at CSL Dallas. As we ask our greeters to come forward with our offering baskets, think about that. All the great tools that we gain here at CSL Dallas, we work together, we contribute together to uphold our center and to make these things available. All the classes you hear us talk about, everything on the website, everything in this fabulous campus. If you're watching us at home, you haven't been back post-pandemic, you owe us a visit. Get up here in person and take a look around. As this morning, we recognize this and we make our contributions in love. Let us say our affirmation, our abundance affirmation together. Here we go. I lay aside all fear and uncertainty. Every good and every joy that has come into my life is now multiplied. This divine awareness leads CSL Dallas forward into greater love and friendship, peace and harmony, prosperity and freedom. We rejoice in the good for all people. And so it is. Thank you so much. If you are online, you can participate in a number of ways. Use the QR code. You can text give. We have Venmo and PayPal. You can go to csldallas.org/give. You can do that here in the sanctuary with your mobile device as well. Thank you for participating. We're grateful for everyone who is a conscious giver here at CSL Dallas, a regular supporter. Is that you? We hope so. Because we know that many great benefits accrue back to those who give so generously. Thank you, everyone. Here's something that's exciting to know. CSL Dallas is now offering Qigong every Monday in October at 7 o'clock in the Meditation Hall. Join Rose Wood. She's a certified Spring Forest Qigong instructor to learn safe, natural, and effective ways to heal your physical body, boost your immune system, and help balance your emotions. This is a powerful and peaceful spiritual practice. Also, there are documented physical benefits. So please, everyone. But wait, are you Rose? Here's Rose right here, your Qigong expert. Yay, I'm so glad you're in the sanctuary. Thank you so much. This class is open to all experience levels. Don't be intimidated. It's available for a love offering, so you give what you can when you attend. Just show up wearing comfortable and loose clothing, and you will be set to go. Also coming up, North Texas Giving Day. That happens every year. This year, it's on Thursday, September 22nd. It's happening just a few days from now. We want to invite you to keep the legacy alive here at CSL Dallas. Each year, DFW folks take this opportunity to participate with other nonprofits in Texas. You support causes that are near and dear to your heart. Please use this opportunity to donate to CSL Dallas and keep inspiring, educating, and empowering generations to come. Of course, links to our landing page are being posted inside the live stream chat now. And you can also go to northtexasgivingday.org. Select CSL Dallas from the pull-down menu and make an extra gift for North Texas Giving Day. And also, as usual, our spiritual coaches, practitioners of CSL Dallas, are available today. They'll be right across the breezeway in the Peace Room. If you'd like to see someone today and affirm your greater good through prayer, they're available to do that for you. Also, online, you can do the same through the Zoom chat link that's being posted in the chat box now. See a practitioner and start getting your greater good moving forward today with one of our professional coaches and practitioners. All right, everybody, one more great thing. When you leave the service today, please go across the breezeway and join our engagement fair. The engagement fair, if you haven't been in Pankey Hall yet today, it's a beautiful setup. You can walk up and down the aisles and see all the opportunities to get engaged and to support CSL Dallas through volunteering, becoming a part of a team or of a circle. And if you don't know what that means, we'll go straight over there and take a look. They even have a fun raffle. If you express some interest in any of those teams, then you'll be entered into a raffle. And that will be fun, too. So come over and see us at Pankey Hall immediately following the service. Yo, you can do this online, too. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Stick around if you're online, because we're carrying this over, and the engagement fair happens online as well. Awesome! Now, everybody, please let us stand as we are able and sing out this celebration with the CSL Dallas music team.